Hey folks, my name's Brent. I'm with Hillside Solutions, and our company has been working with your school system for quite some time now, recycling paper and cardboard. And now we're going to expand that into the lunchroom and we're going to start composting. Okay. So in this video, we're going to learn about what composting is, why we do it, and how you're going to start doing it this week. So I'm going to jump over to presentation mode here. So essentially, you're all going to become composters starting this week, okay? And so composters compost. Does anyone know what composting is? So if you do, when I see you, please let me know. Especially if you do it at home, that's awesome. Okay. So essentially, composting is, let's think about it from the standpoint of recycling. So, do you recycle at home? We know you recycle at school. Okay. So recycling is taking things that humans make and reusing them. Okay, so humans, people, we make plastic bottles or cardboard boxes, and we're going to take that, and so when we're done with that, we're going to recycle it by reusing it in a different way. Take that plastic bottle and make something new out of it. Okay, that makes sense. We love recycling, right? So composting is very similar. People are gonna take things instead of that people make. Now it's people are going to take things that nature makes and reuse them. So imagine a tomato. Nature makes a tomato. Now, when we're done with the tomato, the parts we didn't eat, we're going to reuse that. We're going to compost it and create more tomatoes. Okay. So before I get too far down that road, let's stop for a second and say, where does our trash typically go now? At home, before this week, where did your lunch waste go? Okay, so if you don't know, this is where it goes. A place called a landfill. So this is a picture of a landfill. Okay, so imagine like the smelliest thing you've ever smelled before. Okay, and that's kind of what a landfill is like. Okay, so landfills can be really good because trash people take our waste from our homes and from our schools and bring it here, and that's great because then we don't get sick from having that stuff just sitting around making lots of smells, okay? And so that's a good thing. But the bad thing, when our food waste goes to a landfill, it doesn't break down so well. It can take sometimes 10 to 25 years for a simple head of lettuce to break down in the landfill. And in the meantime, it's putting off methane gas. And methane gas is just a bad gas that hurts the planet. Okay, so that's not great. All right, and we've been doing this for a while and it's causing some issues. So I have some good news for you. Instead of you sending it to a landfill where it's going to do some bad things, you're going to send it to now a composting farm like this, where it's going to do some good things. And that good thing is make nutrient dense soil like you see right here. Okay, so why do we need soil? All right. We need really good soil because plants love growing in good soil, especially soil that comes from food waste. All right. So here's a little video on what our company does and how we're going to work with your school. It's going to be a bit of a lag time with the video, but you can see here's these green containers. So you folks are going to be putting your food waste and your napkins into these green containers, just like this, only in the lunchroom. And then our team's going to come with a truck once a week, empty them into, the truck with other waste from businesses and schools and churches and homes. And then it's going to take it to our composting facility in Ashland, Nebraska, where it's going to sit for up to a year and break down. And then from that process, it's going to turn into this nutrient dense soil that's clean and safe. And it's going to go to farms and gardens around the community like this one. Here's an organic tomato farm in Papillion, Nebraska that uses our soil to grow these wonderful tomatoes. Then they sell them to restaurants like this one in Benson, and they use these delicious tomatoes in the food that they serve people, and people love it. And this restaurant also composts with us. So they're going to send their food waste from the restaurant back to our farm, and the process goes on and on. So if you can see a summary of it right here. So you're going to give us your food waste or napkins. We're going to take it, make this stuff, soil with it. Then we're going to send it to farmers and gardeners around our community, and they're going to make food, and we're going to eat it, and then the process starts again. And it goes around and around and around, okay? And that is composting. So we've talked about what composting is, why you should do it. Now we're going to talk about how you're going to do it in the lunchroom. So I'll be hanging around the first week, helping everybody get familiar with this. But essentially, it's just these 4 steps. Okay. So the first step is pour your liquid, milk, juice, water, whatever's left over, into a bucket, which is something I'm guessing you already do now. Okay. So that's not any different. Then the next part is something you do now already. Throw things in the landfill. And you saw the picture of the landfill earlier. Okay. But only this time, it's just going to be like your milk carton, your plastic straw, your food packaging, like your potato chip bag, and things like that. Okay. So that's just going to go in your normal trash can that you put it in now. Okay. But what you notice about this photo is you don't see food waste in here. Okay. So that's because the new part is we're going to have this green container like this, and you're going to put your food waste and your napkins, just no plastic. Okay. Or any other food packaging, just all your food, just by itself, and paper napkin. Why do we do napkins? Because paper comes from trees, and so we're going to make soil to grow more trees. So this is the new part right here, and then you're just going to stack your trays at the end. Okay, so those are the 4 easy steps, and like I said, I'll be there this week to help out with that process. And yes, congratulations, because you are no longer contributing to the problem of putting off methane gas from the landfill and hurting the planet. You are now going to send your food waste to our team, who's going to make nutrient-dense soil and send that out to farmers and gardeners around the community to grow more things and help the planet. So we look forward to getting this process started with you, and see you this week.